I will only go to a place that I want to eat at too. That's where guys mess up sometimes.
Yeah.
If you just go somewhere where it's just all her and you don't even like the food there, that's waste man behavior. Don't do that.
Yeah,
Go
especially
somewhere,
when you're paying for it.
Yeah.
So imagine you've been talking on Instagram for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Right, you arrange a date, you go out for the date.
Oh, there's been a build up.
You've been talking.
Okay, yeah. So we've been talking, and then the first time we meet, we sleep together.
Yes.
Absolutely. I think do you know what it is? Let me tell you
absolutely
something. Green flag.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, I disagree. Yo guys, welcome back to another episode on my channel. I'm sitting in this spot, which means I've got a great conversation lined up for you today. You know, on this channel, we love to talk about all things dating and relationships and seeing what we can do to attract the kind of person we want. So without further ado, please welcome Kojo to the show.
What's happening, my brother?
Kojo, welcome, man. Thank you for joining us.
No worries. Good to be here. Love your work. You're doing amazing things.
Listen, I appreciate you.
I don't like doing this stuff much, but when I do it, I got to do it with good people.
Do it with good people. Amen. We love that.
Well done.
I appreciate it. Listen, we appreciate your energy. Thank you. We're going to pick your brain.
Yeah, sure.
And we're gonna see what Kojo's take on the dating scene right now.
Good Lord, man.
Especially in this side of the
get me in hot
globe.
water.
So I like to jump right in. Tell us your age or your age range, and then one thing a girl should know about you before you take on a date.
So I'm in my 40s, and one thing a girl should know about me before I take her on a date: be on time.
Be on time.
Be on time. Yeah, be on time, because I think, you know, very few people miss a flight. Very few people miss a train when they know what time it leaves.
Big
and there's no apology to the train. That's good enough. There's no apology to a flight. That's good enough. The plane leaves when it leaves. So
that's it.
I think if you respect those things, you should respect me in the same manner, because we're gonna have a good time. So be on time. Tardiness is a big red flag to me.
I hear that. And it is like a respect thing.
Yeah.
Just be like, how much does this person respect my time, especially? Has a girl ever been a woman ever been late with you on a date?
I got a fantastic story for you.
Yeah, go on, talk to me.
So I had a girl, so basically my friend told me, there's a girl in my office, she really likes you, blah, blah, blah. I think you should meet her. So I was like, cool. I very rarely do like this blind date type thing, but I thought cool, right? So we exchanged, gave me a number, so I messaged her, arranged to meet up in Leicester Square. Now, if I step out in Leicester Square, 9 times out of 10, someone's gonna stop me and say, hey, how you doing, blah, 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 right? So I don't want to be out there too long in it.
Okay.
Like I'm outside.
Yes.
Be on time. Let's go to where we're going.
Yes.
And have a good evening.
Yeah.
I'm standing outside for about 45 minutes.
No.
Now, some people will say, why did you wait that long? But at this point, I've never met this girl in person, so I just want to see, right? I just want to see. I never got a message to say I'm running late. I never got none of that. All I knew that she was on her way, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, cool. And then she turned up, right? First of all, she was dressed like she should have been early.
Oh.
Yeah, like you when you're late, you're supposed to be like, woo.
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to be
just
forget that you're late.
Like
yeah.
I was trying.
What she had on, she should have been 10 minutes early. Yeah,
she could have ran there. She could have gone for a jog.
First of all. Second of all, the first words that came out of her mouth when she walked up to me was, why's your face like that? If you don't want to be here, you can go, you know?
No.
So now I have to stay on this date. Because like, of who I am.
On principle. She tested you at this point.
Because this is going to be one of the best material I've ever displayed. I have to stay for this story. This is the kind of stuff that, you know, like when you hear about stories from the man them or your boys.
Yes.
Like, bro, one time I knew this was one of those moments that I was going to go back and tell the boys, this is some crazy shit happened. So literally, I was like, because of the height, the lateness and the rudeness, I was like, absolutely, I'm going on this date. So we went to get something to eat, and she just spent the whole time telling me that she don't really like Africans. And remember this, yeah? My friend told me that she liked me.
Is she negging you?
Huh?
She negging you? You know when people like trying to just give you negative like stuff to make you think,
you know what? I don't
to chase
know.
their validation.
I feel like part of it was probably some. maybe lack of conversation. Wasn't really good at sparking conversation, so just said whatever maybe she thought might get some sort of I don't know, but at this point, this whole day is going really, really bad.
Yeah,
really, really bad. And then rudeness. She started being rude. She was rude to the waitress as well. All of those type of things. Now I'm just here for banter. Like I'm not at this point. There's nothing I want from this.
You've already decided
this is just going to be banter. So I was kind of encouraging the nonsense to a certain degree because I was talking to her more, just waiting to see what more crap she was going to come out with.
Okay.
And then I was like, and then it got to a point where I was like, this is so bad. I was like, babe, listen, I'm just going to go and pay for the meal. This is not something that I'm interested in, but I wish you all the best and have a good evening. She goes, no, you ain't got to pay for nothing. I'll pay for it. I didn't even say okay. I just got up and left.
Damn. I was literally going to say, did you let her pay?
Oh, absolutely. I didn't even agree. I just left.
Man just went.
Yeah, I didn't want there to be any more dialogue. There had been enough back and forth.
Say no more.
I didn't even give her to say no more. They say 90% of communication is body language. She knew what that meant when I left.
What was her response when you just got up and leave?
I don't know. You think I look back? I didn't know. I just walked out, bro. I just walked out, man. I was walked out, and hey, man, that's one girl that can go out there and go, he didn't even pay for it. Yeah.
He's like, ain't no shame.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Tell the world what I did.
My goodness. And it's mad how it started with her supposedly liking you.
Yeah.
And then how much do you think of her kind of energy towards you was actually because she was nervous and she saw you as this, and so she was like, if I try and bring him back to my bound down to my level, then that makes me feel more comfortable to be equal with him.
Sometimes people do that. They try and normalize you.
Yes,
because they fear. But I made sure my friend didn't tell her what I did, so she didn't really. So it wasn't. I think he was just showing her stuff with the phone.
Okay,
and then she was like, "Oh, who's that?" kind of thing. And that's kind of what it was. She didn't really know who I was in terms of like publicly. So, which I like. I like that. Very few times am I in that scenario. So I do like when I can just genuinely introduce myself properly. Do you know what I mean? Rather than someone have a one up on me. Yeah. But then it went absolutely. I mean, again, this all started from tardiness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying like just be on time.
It's a big sign.
Because a lot of things can go wrong once you're late.
Yes.
You got somebody waiting. Do you know what I mean? Like,
very true.
Very few people, in my experience, are late and do everything to get it back to positivity. Yeah. It's just they're late and then the person's probably already...
started going downhill
it's just the decline starts and a lot of things can go left when you're late. So be on time, man.
Very true, very true. Speaking about what you do, obviously, your trajectory has been amazing for you in your, in the comedy world and everything, especially over the past decade, etc. Have you noticed a difference in maybe the kind of women who approach you before this happened compared to now? Is it the same? Is it like, would you say you're getting more attention from the kind of women that most guys would be like, oh my gosh, like that's, she's so fire and all this stuff? Or is it the same for you?
It depends where I am. So in England, it's, that's Kojo. And because I've been in mediums that have normalized me. So for example, when you do a morning show on radio, you're in everyone's house, right? That you're no longer, Kojo the comedian, that's Kojo. Our mate, our extra family member, because they hear you regularly. Right. I once saw a Steve Harvey interview where he said he stepped out with Denzel Washington. And he noticed, that's when he realized what a celebrity was and then what a movie star was. He says he realized that he was a celebrity because when people approached him, it was like, hey, Steve, what's going on? And they were loud and blah, blah, blah. But with Denzel, it was like, hey, Denzel, how you doing? Can I please get a picture? There was no familiarity with Denzel because every time you see him, he's on a big screen and you're looking up. But Steve's on Family Feud, he's on radio every morning, and there's that familiarity. So they approach him like he's a cousin, he's a friend. And so for me, when it comes to, in terms of answering the question, when it comes to that, I think here in the UK, it's much more, that's Kojo. Do you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. But in America or LA, where I spend a lot of time, it's different. It's more like, he's British. Right? Then it's like, he's funny. Do you know what I mean? And then you step into a whole fantasy kind of guy where they you know, they're picturing maybe like an Idris Elba and any other English person that's black.
100%.
That they're like, oh, he's got the accent, and he's talented, and then you get all of that. So I think, I think there's more energy for me in America. Over here, it's kind of like, you know, I've been around for a minute. Do you know what I mean? So again, people don't see me all the time, but I think for most part, people are a bit familiar with me. So it's not
100%. Did you feel when you first went to the States, when it came to like meeting women, dating women, etc., did you feel more confident over there purely because it's a different energy, but also the accent does a lot? Like the accent does a lot, I feel.
Yeah, I think you got 10 seconds with the accent and then it's about what you're saying. Do you know what I mean?
I guess that's fair.
Like, yeah, you can't be winging it and talking shit. Like, with
if I just say tea and crumpets over and over, that's not going to work?
Nah, yeah. But,
talking about?
But I think it makes you interesting, right? I think people in America, they got dirt in it. Yeah. So when you're not from there, they feel more safe with you because you don't know their dirt. You ain't gonna know someone that they know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're the new kid in town, so they can come with you with like new energy type thing.
Yes.
But if you got an American accent or you're from that city, then it's like, okay, who does he know that I know? Have I dated one of his friends? All that other stuff. So for me, I'm kind of like fresh meat.
Yes.
You know, so that's kind of like a benefit. But I find that it's quite I'm an interesting person, and then that's more of what it is. But they're very confident out there, and I think American women, if they really like you, they let you know.
Yeah. So when I was there two summers ago, and I was having it was before I signed with my manager in LA, so I was having meetings out there after this film came out and everything. And I was out there on my own, and so, you know, I'm like, okay, it was the first time I've been to LA and stuff, so I'm exploring all this stuff, and I go to these different bars and stuff like that. And yeah, like women they'd hear me like order from the bar staff. They'd be like, oh my God, like, where are you from? What you doing here? All of this stuff. And it was like the energy and confidence is genuinely different. We're so reserved over here.
We are, but I think, you know, we are conservative. Even the most outlandish British person, it still has a conservative. In
comparison to over there?
Absolutely.
100%.
We our moral compass ain't that far.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like we hit it to a point where, like, okay, yeah, we won't do that. Like, we'll be crazy, but we ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a confidence about them, but I think that's why America's great to a certain degree in that they know how to sell.
Very true.
They know how to sell themselves. They know how to sell their ideas. They know how to sell, you know, who they are. And I think, you know, we are a nation where it will be all right on the night. Do you know what I mean? Like, just give me the job and I will deliver. And we'll kill it, but we'll lose that role because someone else that's not as good as us sold themselves better.
Yeah.
They convinced that casting director that they're going to be brilliant. And it's so half of it is about selling yourself. Not always about just doing the job great. It's about selling, because you might not get the opportunity to work if you don't sell yourself. And someone else that's half as good as you, but more confident, gets the job.
It's so true. And this is to no disrespect to anyone I've worked with, because I've worked with some amazing people, but it is very true that it is not always the best person who gets the job. Yeah. It's not always the best person who gets the job. And yeah, it's like, well, you could be the best person doing the role, but you have to be the best person in the room first.
There you go.
You have to be the best person in the room first. How much do you think people are selling or even overselling themselves when they do meet someone for a date and when they start dating people and stuff like that?
It depends on what their dating history is like and their experience, I think.
Okay.
Because, for example, if you're not somebody that dates often, then you're probably hinging all your bets on every single one that you go on. And then you probably feel like, damn, like I have to make sure that this person likes me. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, I've got one date this month and I've got to make sure that I'm, you know, everything's kind of focused on this one thing, and then maybe nerves can creep in because it's not a rhythm that you're used to.
Very true.
But if you're somebody that is a serial dater, which I realized I'm not, I don't think I was now I'm a dater, but I've never been a dater. I've been fortunate enough to be like, hey man, let's hang out sometime. It's never been like, you know, me, you should like go on a date, or I want to take you out on a date. It's always been, hey, let's hang out sometime.
So the way you say it to them is like removing the pressure of it being a date.
But I don't think I really think of it as a date because my rhythm is if I want to see somebody in another capacity, I'll be like, hey, let's hang out sometime. I don't know if that's me underthinking it, right? Because I don't ever feel like, okay, let me just call it this so that there's no pressure. It's just like I think it's maybe quiet confidence. Hey, let's just hang out.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
because you're not like, because I guess you haven't, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like you haven't decided whether you like them yet because you don't know them yet. But like,
maybe I'm attracted to him.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but liking him is a whole nother.
100%. So, but then you've never met a girl or woman where she was like fire and you were like, okay, like I do want to get to know her in that sense, and then asked her. That's never happened.
Do you know what? As Kojo, since I started doing what I do, or ever, because ever is like me in school, and I like a girl, and I'd be like, oh, would you come on a date with me? I'd really like to take you out on a date, right?
Yeah.
The last time I said that was probably like when I was 16, maybe. But since I've been doing stand up, I've never had to do it. I've never felt like I needed to do it. It's just simply been, hey, let's hang out sometime. And because I'm a firm believer in when man and woman's in a room, what will be.
Sure.
You ain't got to add all the extras to it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like everything on your phone is a dating app. Everything. Because you know what I mean? Everything's a dating app. You know, because when men and women are in the room, what will be.
Yeah.
So I don't really need to call it a date. I don't really need to call it anything extra. Okay. Let's hang out sometime and see what the energy is.
Very, very true. Have you ever? When was the last time like a woman approached you where she was like, "Hey, I want to get to know you, and I want to, check that."
I want to check that.
Yeah, I want to check it, boy. She's like, let me get some of that beard, please.
My God. That is their line for me, boy.
Yeah.
When was the last time a woman came up to me and approached me? Like, I want to take you out. I want to hang out with you.
Like she comes up to you, be like, maybe she saw your show, or maybe she knows of you, or she's like, hey, like, you seem really cool. We should spend some time. She says to you, hey, maybe we should hang out.
The one that comes to my mind is like a recent one. I think, not to sound big-headed, but it does happen a lot. It does happen a lot.
Speak your truth, man.
But it's never like direct, like, yeah, like I want to see you.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? If that's what you're talking about, I can give you like the last time that happened, and it was in LA, and it unfortunately, honestly, it normally happens when people that have no chance with me.
Yeah. So like, what do you mean by that?
They don't have no chance with me. Like they are not my type at all. Okay. But they've got this confidence, where and it's cool. But I've learned how to laugh my way out of. I'm taking it seriously.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'll never be like no, or I'm not interested, or oh yeah, I see what they're like. I just always.
Kojo.
Hey.
Kojo, we should spend some time.
What kind of time you trying to do?
We're spending time now.
Yeah.
We're spending time. We're here.
Classic.
We're spending time now.
I've always been like that. I'll laugh my way out of it because if it's not the interest, I don't like wasting people's time. I definitely don't like wasting my own time. There are some people that I may not be attracted to in that way, but I feel like I like their energy and I like them as a person, and I feel like there's something else to gain from this. Like a good friendship, maybe a working relationship. Who knows? I always still go and invest time in that person and maybe talk out of it being anything romantic, but end up on a page where, hey, let's hang out. You're cool. Yeah. If I've got anything that I can bring you in on whatever. And there's been many of those.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? Because I don't think you just throw people away. Sometimes people come together for various reasons.
True. And sometimes it can happen where it can start off romantic and then it turns into a friendship, and actually that's more beneficial for both of you.
Exactly. Or even the other way around. My longest relationship was with a really good friend that everyone else liked. I knew she was attractive, but I never saw her in that way. And then we ended up being together for 8 years, my longest relationship. Wow. So it can so many ways it can happen,
Yeah, 100%. I want to take a shift here. I want to ask you about this new wave that's happening that you must have seen. Drizzle.
I have no idea.
You know what drizzle is? No. Okay, let me.
I don't even like the sound of this drizzle.
Let me break it down. Have you heard of sprinkle? It's the woman's equivalent.
No, go on.
Okay, so sprinkle was from this woman who she's like big on social media, which basically is a woman who teaches other women how to finesse men for financial gain. So how to finesse men for like buying you a bunch of stuff, for like paying for your rent, for like buying everything, right? Like soft girl era. Now there's this wave of men going drizzle, being like, I'm in my soft guy era. Now you have to pay for the date. Okay, you have to pay for the rent. Like there's one guy who's just like, yeah, I showed up to the date, the bill came, and she looked at me like, aren't you gonna get it? I'm like, excuse me, I look nice for you. You pay for this. Do you know what I mean?
What planet is this?
This is here, boy.
Earth.
This is here, boy.
Wow.
Yo, it is honestly. I went to a rabbit hole, like absolutely binging this content, and it's hilarious. But it's literally a bunch of guys basically saying, like, now we're in my soft guy era now. Now the women you have to pay, and then if a guy's like, yeah, if you can't pay for the bill, just admit that you're broke. It's cool. Yeah, it's calm. Like if you're saying you need me to pay, admit that you're a brokey. It's fine. Do you know what I mean?
You gotta send me this content. I need to see this.
It is so funny. So
it's hilarious.
What do you think about this role reversal about now? Because women are earning their own money.
Yeah,
and actually, women under the age of 30 are actually out earning their male counterparts now. So I guess why can't they step up to the plate and do what men have?
I think you know
done?
what it is. Let me tell you something. The reality is, women's rules are for the average person. They're not for that guy.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, they're not for that guy. That guy.
If you are him.
Yeah. For him, you get to borrow the car with no license. Yeah, I'll put a car in my name for you. Yeah, you can stay with me, even though you know what I mean. Even though you ain't got nowhere to go. Yeah. Because women will do what men do for the guy that they think is better than them.
Say that again.
Women would do for the guy what men normally do for the woman. If they believe that man is out of their league.
Big facts.
I've seen it. I've got friends who women would women think they are absolutely drop dead gorgeous, and they will do anything for this guy, anything. But everyone else has to earn it. And the reality is, the all women's rules of dating or whatever, that's for the majority. Yes. That's for the majority of people that are probably going to waste their time, that they're not interested in, so they'll run them through that mill. But for him, she will pay for that date.
But the irony, you're right. But
she'll pay for that date.
The irony is, though, the guy that she would do that is probably more likely to waste her time because, well, if he's out of her league, then he's not going to choose her, right? Because
women enjoy hope.
They want to change
it. They like hope. Yeah, those 2 days where he was nice to you, because you've seen it, now it's what's possible, but not what's probable. So they love the hope that those 2 days are going to become 3 days, and they become 4 days and 7 days. Yeah, but they're always going to be 2 days, but they don't know that. So then they're happy to give all of the stuff that everyone else who's probably earned it won't get. Yeah. Because you're average. I don't want to date you. You don't make me look good. I don't get no brownie points with you in the WhatsApp group. So I'm going to run you through the mill. You got to do what the average person
you got to do the
has
most.
to do. But him, I'm paying for all his food. I'm paying for him. I'm giving him money, and he ain't had a job in 6 months.
Damn.
You don't need to work, baby. I got you. She will be a man for that guy. She'll be a man.
That's so
for that
true.
guy.
Okay, so let me ask you, how would you feel if you met a gorgeous woman? You've hung out a couple of times. It's going really well. You really like who she is as a person, and you found out that she did this for the guy before you, but she won't. She's like, no, for you, you've got to date me. You've got to take it slow. All of this stuff. How'd that make you feel?
She did what?
So she was. So you know how you like
for him,
like he put the car. I let him drive my car, and it was in my name. I paid for his insurance.
You know
I paid
what?
for his phone bill.
I think how I felt when that happened was. It changed me.
When you say it, when it happened.
So what I mean by that is I met a girl who I knew, right, had dated like someone of stature before, and that person treated them like shit.
Okay.
They complained about it. This is when I was getting to know them. They complained about it.
Yeah.
And they told me all the stuff that they've done for him. Meanwhile, they've exposed what they've done for him to me. Right? But I'm listening to this like, I'm next.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
This is what's coming.
Yeah. And then I've got to do all this extra shit that he didn't have to do.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
But so for me, it changed me. It made me realize that's when I realized that there's him and then there's everyone else. And in that moment, I became everyone else. I'm part of everyone else, which you have to accept. But today's Kojo has been both guys.
Yeah.
I've been him, and I've been the average person, right? So now it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna be him, and if you don't make me feel like him, then I'm not interested. Because when you can match my energy, then I can take you seriously. I know what I'm gonna do.
Yes.
But I refuse to be the average guy being run through the mill.
Yep.
The reality is, I'm not him for you. Now every man is him to somebody. Yeah, every man is him to somebody. You might not like who gives you the him role.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You might not. There's a girl out there that you just don't like, but she'll treat you like him.
Him to him. Sure. Big
Yeah,
facts.
you see what I'm trying to say? So it's like, that's the roundabout that people are on. Everyone's chasing the person that don't want them. Men and women, right? Because they're forcing themselves to be him or her to that person. Yeah. But you're not it. Yeah. And anything you got to chase is running away from you. So what's the point?
What are you doing?
So for me, I think now I'm in a space where I've been on both sides, and I've seen that I understand that all women's rules are for the average man, but he gets away with it.
Yeah.
Wait to the person that makes you him and you like them in that capacity, and then go on with your life.
100%. So let me ask you a question. Would you rather the girl who gives you a chance, but you're not him, but she's like, I'm open to it, but you're not him, but she's drop dead gorgeous, or the girl who's attractive, not as gorgeous, but for her, you're him? Who are you choosing?
The latter one, because that's who you marry.
Amen.
That's where you lay bricks.
Yeah.
You don't lay, the rest of it's like the first two pigs. It's what you want. You want your house to be with straw, but is that what you need?
Yes.
You want it to be built with makeup, but is that what you need? Is that going to survive 4 seasons? Right?
Very true.
The girl who gives you what you need, right? Because you can turn what you need into what you want, but you can't always turn what you want into what you need. And I'm a firm believer in the latter is the one that most guys know they're going to marry. We know we're going to marry. I will have fun with the girl. Yeah. Because I call those girls vacations. You go to Dominican Republic for a good time, but you ain't living there. Whoever goes and says, I'm going to live in... Who goes to Cabo in Mexico or Tulum and says, oh, I'm going to live here? No, but you go because it's a good time.
It's a good time.
You get to loosen up. You get to be who you really want to be. Yes. But you go home to the place that rains all the time because there's more benefits there.
Because your needs are met there.
There you go.
Home, etc.
There you go.
So do you think then, ironically, the most attractive girls, because the more attractive she is, the less likely you are to be him, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like, the more attractive a woman is, the less likely any guy is going to be him for her, right? Yes. So does that mean that, ironically, the more attractive a woman is, the less likely you are to take her seriously because you're not him for her?
Yeah, but that's more of my issue. That's more of a me thing. Yeah, I take that as that's how I feel about it, because that woman is in a privileged place. So I can't knock her because she's got that privilege. Sure. I've just got to digest that I'm not him because of the level of options she has. Sure. Now those options might look better than that than I am, because when it comes to character, I believe I swim with the best. Yeah. But aesthetically, she has the option of maybe what pleases her. She got the pool of every man. And maybe I'm not her type aesthetically. But if it's a character thing that they're looking for, then I swim with the best of them. So I'm confident enough to kind of just be like, I'm not for her.
Yes.
Because there's better options for her based on aesthetics and what she's looking for.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's times when women come up to me and goes, you're so handsome. And I don't feel handsome. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But I'm him for that person. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So I'm confident enough and comfortable enough to know when I'm not him for somebody.
Yes.
And that person's out of my league, maybe aesthetically, and has better aesthetic options than me. I'm not ashamed to say that. Like my ego's not that big where everyone's got to like me. Do you know what I mean? Or I feel bad about rejection. No, I'm not that guy for that kind of woman.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that's something that guys, we have to learn that. It's funny because women will say, oh, well, guys should make the first move because, you know, they're better at taking rejection. The only reason we're better is because we had to accept taking rejection growing up, right?
No one likes it.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, no one likes it regardless. What do you think is something women find difficult to accept about men?
That there's no there's no good reason why a guy would have slept with somebody.
What do you mean?
What I mean by that is, oh my God, how can you sleep with her? She was there. Had nothing to do on a Thursday.
And she was available.
Yeah. And you know what? I got this joke that I do where I say, every guy's got that one girl that they are taking to the grave. You could never let anybody know you went there. Sometimes you don't even want to let your memory know that you would. If you could bleach your memory, that every guy's got that one girl that if anybody ever found out you you done anything with this girl, you haven't told the man them. You would deny this woman like Peter did Jesus. Yeah. You would.
Do you know how you know? How you know is when like you go to a boy like, oh, how's your holiday? Oh yeah, you know, blah blah blah. This happened, met this thing. Oh, is it? Like, let's see Instagram. Nah, it's calm. It's calm. Don't worry about it,
brother.
Oh, she doesn't have Instagram. What girl doesn't have Instagram today?
If you saw the worst thing I've ever been with, you would turn the cameras on.
Kojo.
Brother, let me tell you something. Every man has that one.
I plead the fifth. I'm not confirming or denying. I'm not confirming
I'm telling you,
denying.
because that's what men are. And sometimes women just can't understand because they match us on their sexual standards.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They find it hard to just fathom how men operate in the sexual market.
Yeah.
Right? It's not about the nicest, beautiful, most aesthetically. None of that. We're horrible, ladies. We're horrible. Yeah. If you see some of the women that men have been with.
The men you find super desirable. You're like, huh?
Oh, so you know that time when there was this thing about Usher with this big girl, remember?
Yeah.
You remember?
Yes.
All the guys were like, yep, he hit that.
Yeah.
All the girls didn't believe it. No, there's no way. She's clout chasing. No man that jumped out the window and said nothing because man was like,
well,
it happens. He gave us some 8701, bro. I'll tell you that much, yeah. He didn't U-turn on that one.
What did you turn?
Usher hit that, blood.
Wow.
Yeah, ain't no man come out and defend him. So I'm saying, yeah, man, that's the biggest guy. Drake, Kendrick, all of them got the one girl that you're like, what?
You're like, who?
2 Teeth? Really? Really? Man, brother, listen.
It's like, hey, look, the head feels good with it. Don't knock it till you try it. Don't knock it till you try it. What do you think? What do you think the equivalent is for women? What do you think the equivalent is where we would see a gorgeous woman and be like, him? Like, what do you think? Obviously, it's not going to be the sex, right?
I think no. Most of the time, it's like this guy does nothing. This guy does nothing. This guy hasn't worked.
Facts.
This guy doesn't work. He doesn't make any money. He's at home. He's got his name on the orange juice in the fridge at his mum's house. He's 35. And you gave him some because he's cute.
Yeah, yo, that's big facts, actually.
And man, them can't accept that. When you're the guy that has to go and work and you're grinding, you're doing well.
Yeah.
And then my man's over here on the couch in his mum's house with his name on the orange juice, talking about, Gavin's juice. And you're, you know what I mean? Like, and you're doing well as a woman, you're flying, you got the pick of them. right? You're bad, you're fine. But because this guy will blow your back out because he has nothing else to do.
Got all the practice in the world.
All the time
to practice. All the time to practice.
You will throw away all of that stuff for this dude. And that's when guys are like, how? Why are you rewarding this man?
Yeah.
What's the point of me doing what I'm doing if all I got to do is that? But the reality is I don't look like that guy to this woman.
Yes.
I've always felt like aesthetics was a guy's race.
Yes.
That was a guy's race. Now women are saying, because you know, when you tell the guys, oh, I met this girl, yeah, what do we say? What she look like?
What she look like?
What she look like? Women is, what does he do? That's not the case anymore.
What's his ability to provide?
Right, but that's not the case anymore. Now it's, what does he look like? And that's where it's scary. It's like, they don't care because they're out earning people now. They start thinking, well, shit. Maybe it's a masculine thing to kind of be like, what does he look like? Because you're not worried about him providing for you. So now it's like, what does he look like? Because guys don't worry about women providing for us. So maybe it is an aesthetic thing. We would date the girl that works in cashier number 3.
Yeah.
Give a damn where you work. We don't give a damn about none of that. Cashier number 3.
She's a size 8. What do you mean?
We'll tell the whole world I met her in the post office. It will not work the other way.
No.
You can't tell her you met him in the post office. You got to lie and say he does something else.
Do you think that if she's like, okay, what does he look like? That's a reflection that she's not at a stage where she wants to settle down. Because if she's at a stage where she's like, okay, I want to find a guy who can take care of me or, you know, that I can build a life with, have a family with. Now it's like, okay, now it does matter to me.
Yeah. What
he does, his capability to provide frame.
I firmly believe that. I think any woman that goes aesthetic first isn't ready to settle down.
No.
There's nothing about that screams maturity. From a woman's perspective.
Yeah.
Right?
Before a man is okay?
Because you know what it is? The reason why it's a double standard is because we require nothing from you. Look, when a man walks in the room with a beautiful woman, we gain something from that.
Yes.
That's like a Rolex watch.
Status.
You can get a loan when they see you with a Rolex watch because they go, okay, you can afford that.
Yes.
So this person must be around money, right? When you're around a beautiful woman, it means, okay, well, you can get, you know, you can get the top tier, and it makes believe it or not, whether it's right or wrong is not my position, but it means something as a man when you walk in with a beautiful woman.
Yes,
that's currency to us. It gets you in rooms that you may not have got into without a when has a beautiful man ever got a woman get something?
Do something
apart from guest list.
Is true, you know.
When have you walked into a bank with a beautiful, handsome guy and they're giving... There's no currency with a good-looking man. What does a good-looking man give you?
So true.
I mean, please put it in the comments because maybe I'm ignorant and I'm blind.
No,
but how does a beautiful man help women in socially, economically in this world? Nothing.
It doesn't. Apart from bragging rights with friends, I guess, but
ego. If it will tap into your
ego.
But guys, actually, we get something. We'll get loans. We'll get invited to this club.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know, even like just from a nightclub level. Oh, he knows loads of girls. You know, make sure he's on the guest list so he can bring them.
So he can bring them.
Like there's transactions.
Even to other women, it makes you look attractive.
When have you ever heard a girl say, yeah, man, I'm gonna bring all these guys to the club and they're handsome and...
No.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, please, I want to learn. This is a learning moment. Please put in the comments, what do women gain socially and economically from having a handsome man or an attractive man?
Apart from ego, it's true. I can't think of anything. And it's one of those things where it's so painfully clear how men and women look for different things, because the equivalent, I would say, is when a woman walks in with a successful man. When she walks in with a man with status, with influence, where people know his name, they've seen his work, etc., etc. Like, listen, like I adore my girl, right? And we dated 4 or 5 years ago, etc. You know, she's beautiful, she's amazing. But when we're out and about and it's getting to that point where we go out and the people start to see me because they watch this content or whatever, she gets so giggly about it. She loves it. She's like, oh my God. Because she loves it.
Because she gets the essence that my man's doing something. He's having impact. He's having impact. So it's something.
Love or hate it, maybe.
No, but I'm saying like he's having impact. People care about what my man's doing. So it's the same as a successful man.
Yeah.
You're being successful because she's seeing the impact in real time. Right? But like, if it was just about how you looked, what do people come up to go, oh my gosh, your man's how handsome? Like, what happens? I don't know what happens when a woman walks in with a handsome man. What benefits do they get apart from bragging rights?
Yeah. It's so true. It's actually mad because I feel like for a really attractive guy, girls will really do the most. Like guys do the most, but girls really do the most as well. But I think it's just super rare for them to meet a guy where they're like, he's super attractive. Because I think we know most guys are unattractive to most women.
Most guys are unattractive to most women. Absolutely, because I think it was like a stat that said that guys swipe right on dating apps
50% of the time.
And women swipe right what?
6 to 7%. And that's literally just looks. That's literally looks.
That says everything. You see what I'm trying to say? So
let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Okay, many women struggle to find a relationship nowadays, right? Many women say it's much harder to find commitment, find a relationship. From what you've seen and your experience, why do you think that is?
Because they don't like their options. Yeah, everyone's got options. You just don't like the ones that are coming to you. My pastor said something. He said, "We will only ever date our equal." And that's hard for some people to digest because they think they're better than the people that they dated before. But no, you was on their level. Everything you didn't like about them is things that excite you.
Yes.
Yeah, because and most of the time it's a rhythm that you have. It's not one-offs.
Yeah.
There's the constant rhythm that's happening. And I think it's a lack of acceptance of what really is their level. Because, you know, women are taught to believe in themselves and you know, what's that word?
What? Empowered?
It's all these words that are tangible. Manifest.
Manifest?
Oh, that is they love that one, didn't they? You got to manifest him. Yeah.
Manifest the perfect man.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Kojo? You're saying it's not real? What do you
speak
mean?
it to existence. That's what it's speak it to existence. All of that stuff. None of this requires them to actually work and actually step up and actually see a man that you're attracted to and compliment him. Because women feel like they lose some sort of superpower if you compliment a man. Men like compliments.
100%.
Right? But if it's a man's job, he didn't see me. Well then, hey, if everybody keeps not seeing you, that's already saying something.
Very
but
true.
if you want something, I think, you know, I always say to women, like, why not be in a position where you can control your options? Because men are in control of the options because we're willing to go and do the approach.
Yeah.
Right? So we have a better chance of getting what we want.
Yes.
But if you're waiting for what you receive, you've got no control over what comes to you.
Exactly.
And the reality is your level is approaching you. Everything about you will attract your level. Something about how you dress and how your energy is and all whatever. That guy felt confident to come to you.
Well, this might even sound bad, but if he felt that confident to come to you, that actually might be, because the thing is, guys will not approach the most attractive girl in the club. They'll actually approach the women that they feel
they can get,
that they they actually they think, okay, she's a little bit below me or she's my level, so I can get that. That's actually big facts. Check
this out. Men approach the woman in the room. Women approach the man in their head. We understand that we paid to come in. I'm picking one of these.
Facts.
I'm picking somebody under this roof.
Facts.
Women, right, will get into the club and be thinking about the guy that ain't even here.
Dead. And she'll be looking for him. Yeah.
He ain't even here. So she's not even really present. Guys, we was like, what can I get? Like, whether it's tonight you're looking for or a relationship, we will make a decision based on how many times you gone in there and you walked out with something, you're like, brother, she ain't even all that, but that was the best. That was available.
This is what was there.
right? We make the best. You know what I mean? You don't go to a sandwich buffet and say, I don't like none of the sandwiches. You end up picking one and just nibbling it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because you need to eat something.
Yeah.
But women aren't even present a lot of the time. They got that guy in their head.
Damn.
And if you ain't nowhere near the guy in their head that ain't even in this room to buy them a drink,
you are not him.
Get out of my face, bro.
You are not him.
Yeah.
You are not
this
him.
Man is theory. And you can't even beat the guy. You physically can't beat the guy in theory. You know how?
Yeah, it's true. It's impossible.
Ladies, that's mean, man.
Why are you so mean?
That's mean, man. The guy you got in your head don't even exist, but I'm a real tangible man and I got to compete with the person that ain't even breathing.
I got to compete with Dorian Gray from 50 Shades of Grey.
Right.
He's a billionaire.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, and that's the thing. And I think, you know, I think it's more so that women have a high sense of confidence about themselves. But again, it's like, it's okay to tell yourself stuff. But the reality is it has to be measured by results. And that's where I think the conversation kind of stops with women. When you challenge what they want, it's like, well, how many of this guy that you're looking for are approaching you? Because you're entire. Come on, like if you're swimming with that level of people, like there should be a few options. But you got no options of what you're looking for.
Well, I think what actually happens is I think that women are. I've said this before, it sounds mean, but it's just the truth. They can use sex to get guys that are out of their league. So what I mean is a woman, because we know guys will have sex, we literally just said, guys will have sex with anything a lot of the time. Yeah. Or guys will have sex with a girl that maybe he feels isn't what he would actually go for, isn't his type. Yeah. But because she was available, because he was horny at the time, whatever it is, he'll go there. So then what can happen is, imagine if you get that girl, right? She can have sex with multiple guys who maybe they would never really choose her for a relationship, but now she thinks that's her standard, right? And so they think, oh, I'm dating these guys, but it's actually, no, you're just having sex with these guys. These guys aren't actually investing in you.
Well, it's a couple of things. It's your standard ain't what you can get. Your standard is what you can keep.
Facts.
It ain't about what you get.
Facts.
It's about what you can keep.
As a woman, yes.
Can you stay there?
Yeah.
Can you stay amongst the footballer and that world and all of that other stuff?
Yeah.
Or is it like a hotel where you visited once? You know what I mean? Because, you know,
Away
we all stayed in a nice
eyes.
hotel and then we go back home, don't we?
Yeah.
Because that's our level.
Yes.
That's where we keep our house
Yes.
and our place that we rent because that's our level.
Yes.
It isn't about what you can get. What you can get means nothing. No one respects what you can get. They respect what you can keep. That's why women who walk around married are seen on another level.
Big fact.
By men.
Yeah.
If a woman tells me I'm married, I won't even entertain the thought of even trying to flirt or anything like that. There's just a respect that comes with that.
Yes.
You told me you got a man.
Yes.
What does that mean to me?
Yeah.
That mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
Because in the lies of the law, there's only two statuses: single and married. Everything else, no one said, no, where's the box for? Oh, we're kind of doing a thing right now. Yeah, but it's kind of complicated. Let me come back to me. Brother, no. And the thing is, and I say this to men who are holding on to a woman that they don't have no plans for. Like someone will come and take your woman, bro.
Yeah.
And you can't tell no one nothing. And I'm the kind of person where, you know, I'm not out here trying to look for women in relationships.
Yes.
But bro, you ain't put your ring on your woman that you've been with for a minute now.
Yeah.
Bro, man, you ain't got no business telling the next man they can't chat to your girl because they ain't your girl until you make her your girl.
Interesting.
Bro, guys don't want to hear that, but I'm telling you right now, if you've been with a woman for a long time and you ain't made an honest woman out of her, bro, then someone else will. And what are you going to say? But we was linking. Because there's nothing legally that you can do about it. You can get in your feelings.
True.
But the reality is, because at some point we can talk about what women ain't doing, but we got to talk about guys as well.
Of course.
Right? And guys not making honest women. You're with someone that you know you've got no plans for. You know you ain't got. You know how we are.
Okay, when you say no plans, do you mean he's like, I know I don't see a future with her, but I'm staying? Or do you literally mean the contract of marriage?
I think he's got no plans for her. Like he's waiting for something better.
Okay. So he has no plans of actually building a future with her.
This is the guy that will be with someone for 16 years, probably have children with them, won't marry them, but will meet a girl in 3 months and get married.
You think, really?
The reason why I say that is because I know a whole bunch of people that and know a whole bunch of scenarios over the years of people who have been in long-term relationships, right? Now there's a comfortable thing. Some guys are afraid to break up. So they wait for the woman to do something so then they can, you know what I mean? Or sometimes they'll be so fucked up that they want the woman to leave.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? There's a lot of guys that are afraid to break up with people that they're just in stuff that they know ain't really going on there, but they don't want the headache of actually having to go through that process.
Yes.
So they'll wait until the woman's had enough of them and then the woman leaves. And sometimes when women leave, they think, yeah, I left him. And guys are like,
he's
waiting
like,
for this.
No.
Today the prayer came through. Right? So, but I'm saying like, you know, men have to take these things serious. You can be in your ego, you can be in your feelings. Certain man are going to watch this and be like, what's my man talking about? Bro, I'm telling you, you got no hold in that woman until you make an honest woman out of her.
So here's the thing. I don't disagree with the premise, but the reason I say that, especially for my generation, is we're very skeptical of marriage.
Yeah.
Like, we're very skeptical of marriage because what we see all the time are men getting completely taken advantage of, being cleaned out for everything they have in divorce and everything like that. Divorce is the biggest reason why men over the age of 40 kill themselves. So we're like, okay, we're looking at this whole marriage thing and being like, this isn't a good deal for us, right? Now, that doesn't mean, now many men still want to have a partner, want to have a family, etc., etc. But that's where you get these 16, 18 relationships. They've got kids and stuff, but they've never been married.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And sometimes they're happier for it because it's like, well, you could technically leave any day, right? Because some people stay in marriages because leaving is too hard. You literally just said, right? Some people in relationships, leaving is too hard. Yeah. Some people stay in marriages because there's almost a financial incentive to stay. But when you don't have that incentive and people are like, well, you literally could leave tomorrow and nothing would happen, especially like you said, in the eyes of the law, that can be more of a motivation to be like, okay, we have to make an effort to make this work. Yeah. We can't just sit here and be like, well, it's too hard to leave. Do you see what I'm saying?
I fully agree with that. And I concur with the whole marriage thing. It's not, you know, whoever's working in the marketing team for marriage ain't doing a great job. Yeah. They're not selling this thing well. They need a new campaign.
Very, very true.
Because there's no real incentive for the guy, right? And but the flip side of that is a lot of men say that that have nothing to split, that have nothing to be worried about losing.
Sure.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Some people are in relationships where they don't own the property that they're in. So let's not act like, you know, we're all about to have a back and forth like a millionaire or whatever. The average person ain't earning this astronomical things that you're worried about losing.
That's true.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But and that's just like a flip side to it. But I fully agree with why this generation may be like, this is just gonna be my girl, and we're just gonna keep it like this because because I love her, she loves me, and I don't really want to go down the marriage route for various reasons. That's their thing. But at the same time, the government still only recognize. They don't. There's no box for shacking up. Yeah. So whether we like it or not, the government still recognize that this is a single woman. That's the box she's going to tick because there's no other one that she can tick.
True. Civil partnership.
You create the box and that might be in pencil.
No, it's true. It's true. Well, the one thing I was going to say was I get what you're saying about, the average guy isn't making these millions, etc. So why are you worried about her taking your stuff? But that might be why they're more protective over the little they do have. It's okay if you're worth 100 mil and your wife divorces you and she takes 50, even 60% of that, you got 40 mil left. You're good. Yeah. But if you've got 20,000, that's what you've got to your name, and she's leaving with 12,000, that's going to hurt you. But severely.
But I think as a man, if you've made that kind of money, you can make it again. You can make it again. Do you know what I mean? And I think, and especially if there's kids involved, then it's like the honest thing to do. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? At some point, it's the honest thing to do. I think. I think there's so many variables to that scenario, and everything kind of has to be in context, you know. But overall, I think most of the guys that are screaming this thing are screaming about their future earnings rather than where they currently are. And I think I don't want us to be in a generation where, you know, marriage is just completely thrown out the box. I'm skeptical of it. But at some point, I do wanna meet someone that makes me want to take that risk. Because I want to live. I don't want to live in fear.
I get that.
I don't want to think that everyone's going to do everything. I want to gamble. And that's part of me being a man, is to gamble. We've already done that by even trying to get this woman to be our girl in the first place. Right? The girls that we like, we don't know they like us.
True.
We're already risk takers. Do you know what I mean? So it's a financial risk. But I always say to most guys, if you made it once, you can do it again. Because you've proven that you can make that. Some people would never, ever make that kind of money.
That's a fair point. Interesting point. I hear that. All right, I'll marinate on that, actually. I'll marinate, because up until very recently, I was sworn off marriage, for sure. Sworn off it, because that's what my generation have grown up on. Yeah. Like, that's what we've seen, etc. Also, as well, many people don't have role models of good marriages in their lives. So it's like the people that
that's an excuse.
But I mean, how can you, if you've never seen a good one yourself, and you hear about how many people are splitting up, how are you then going to go? And then as well, you see splitting up at least obviously be.
Do we keep the same energy when it comes to sex? Did you see somebody having great sex and then that talk? Like, for me, you went out there and you learnt by yourself. And reality is, no matter what's happening at home, no matter what we see, we do pick and choose what makes our eyes light up. Right? I didn't need necessarily a dad in my home to have a male role model that kept me solid at my youth club that I went to. Sometimes it's like, you can sit there and talk about what you didn't have, but there were other people that could have given you the same influence if you were open to that. And for me personally, I didn't have a man. I had a man in the house, but he did nothing. Never came to a football game, never asked us how our day was. Anything that was family oriented, they removed themselves, right? When they walked in, it was like this dark cloud that came in. So he was there, but he did nothing, right? But I found a father figure in my youth club, and the person that took me to the football games, and somebody that coached me, and somebody that encouraged me and allowed me to try all these different sports. I love football, but try all these different things. You never know which one will actually be the thing that, gave me options. So I think that there are people available. We can't always just sit in excuse.
I do hear that. Shall I tell you what the difference is though? Right? And I completely hear that about the male role model and masculine figure. And that's really important. The difference is, in a marriage, there is half of that you have no control over. Yeah. Like, if someone doesn't want to be with you anymore, you can't force them.
Yep.
Right? If she wants to, quote unquote, take you to the cleaners, you can't stop her. Right? Legally, she's allowed to do that, right? So I completely 100% get you. And you're right. Just because we don't have something in our lives as a good example, that doesn't mean we can't see other things. Because we could say, look, we look at Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, look at their beautiful marriage, right?
The Cosby Show, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, these things, we beyond enjoying them, we was wishing that we was part of families like that. So there's so many layers where you can find the imagery that you're looking for. Right? It's just, and this is what I'm trying to say. Like, when I was a youngster, I was like, one day I want to be like, I was gonna say Bill Cosby, but P. Diddy.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying, but all of these people, like, they were images of positivity, black.
Yes.
Right? My wife and kids.
Yes.
You watch this family, and I'm like, there was something that I kept as a rule for my own life, which is, I was like, if it's funny, you ain't in trouble. I took that from my wife and kids. If it's funny, I don't care what the teacher says. If it's funny, you ain't in trouble. It's little things that nuggets that I took that I'm implementing in my own life as a father. Yeah. Like, my son's gonna be 6 soon. My rule to him: if it's funny, you ain't in trouble. But if I ain't laughing,
nice.
If I ain't laughing, you know what I mean. You're gonna get punished.
Yes.
So these things raised me. They were the imagery that was available, that I took in and wasn't focused on why my dad wasn't around and why this man in the house is not contributing to my life and encouraging me as a young man and teaching me man skills and all of the other stuff. Do you understand? I had to find it elsewhere. So I think it's understandable that some people want it from certain people, but let's not act like there was no images whatsoever available to go and seek. We're all different characters. maybe I'm just a character that went and sought information rather than just worried about what I didn't have.
I hear that. That's a fair point. Like I said, I'm not convinced, but I'll marinate on it. Let me ask you something. Age-old question, and this came back from someone from Instagram. Does body count matter to you?
My body count or her body count?
Her body count. I'd say you can plead the fifth, but we're in the UK, so you can't.
Right. No, it doesn't. And I think for most men, if they're really being honest, because I think that answer comes with ego and who else knows. Yeah, I think there's two answers. I think there's an answer for who else knows.
I hear that.
Right? Because if you meet an amazing woman, bro, you meet an amazing woman. Like my age, I ain't meeting no one realistically that ain't been with no one.
Yes.
I ain't meeting that. So why do I care too much about what's happened before with me now? Now, if it's a thing where everybody knows and I really like this woman, then we gotta move, blood.
We gotta move somewhere where no one knows you.
Houses in Glasgow ain't that bad. But we going up north, big man. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Where it's cold, where ain't there nobody we know.
They don't have June and July.
They don't have rice and peas up there.
No, it's just cold, brother. Yeah, that's what we got to do. Because I'll be choosing this woman and I'll be choosing my family, right? That's what I'll be choosing. I don't like it when guys really act like a woman's body count really means something. Because the reality is, it's to protect your ego, right? And how many of us believe the body count anyway? I mean,
we always know they understate.
But this is what I'm saying. So I don't even want to get into all of that. I don't ask how many people you've been with. I've never really asked that. Maybe,
yeah, of course.
Maybe I have once when I was young because it was just maybe a thing that you just did as a kid. But no, I don't give a damn about none of that. If you're solid, I'm rocking with you. You understand what I'm trying to say? Just don't put me in a situation that I'm blindsided and I'm going to be embarrassed.
Yes.
Don't do that. You owe me that at least. You see what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Don't put me in a scenario where you've been with one of my boys, for example, and then I don't. You know what I mean? I'm inviting him to the christening and all this, the wedding. He's, you know what I mean? All
looking at the baby like, wow, that kind of looks like me. Sure.
Bro, you see what I'm trying to say? Like, don't do that. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't care about body count really, no.
What would you rather then? Amazing woman, right? Same woman. One scenario, she's been with over 500 men, but no one knows but you. Or the other scenario, she's only been with a few, but everyone thinks she's been with 500 men.
I'd rather the latter because what you think don't mean nothing.
So you'd rather she has a low body count, but everyone thinks she does. Yeah. But doesn't that go against what you just said? You said it's about reputation, no?
I never said it's about reputation. I think that taps into ego. I'm the kind of person where if the truth comforts me, I don't care what a lie makes how other people feel. Why would I care about how a lie makes other people feel? I will ride with this woman who I know has not slept with 500 people.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm trying to say? Because I'm in it for her. I'm not in this for what they care about and all the other stuff. Like that's a line that I draw. You know, if I make you my woman, I have plans for you. Remember, for us men, we're cool being by ourselves, you know?
Yeah. It's true.
And being by yourself don't mean you're alone.
Yeah.
That's two different things. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
We can be by ourselves for the rest of our life, you know? We know how to manage, we know how to look after ourselves, we can protect ourselves.
Yes.
We choose to come into this.
Yes.
It's a choice that we're making.
Yes.
So for me, if I've chosen to get into this, I would have done my due diligence. And if 500 is a lie, and everyone thinks it's the truth, I don't care about that.
Yeah, that's true. I would choose that as well.
You know what I mean? I don't care about what people think is true, but if it's true. God damn.
Yeah. You better get checked.
That's an echoey house, man. You know what I mean?
That's an echoey house.
Yeah, you got to do a triple jump, blood.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna play a game. You know, red flag, green flag game. Do you know what that is?
I've heard of it.
So it's basically I'm gonna say something to you, like
Is that a red
Like,
flag
so-
or green flag?
Is it a red flag, green flag, and you can go amber flag. So if it's caution.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So first one, a girl who suggests a fancy restaurant for a first date. Red flag, green flag, or amber?
Green flag.
Green flag.
Yeah.
Why green flag?
Because she's letting her standards be known.
Okay.
I'm not threatened by her starting there. Because for me, I really like starting there because the fall for the next one will be so far that's when I'll find out who she is.
Okay.
See, I'm
I
in
see
control.
what you're
I'm
saying.
in control of that.
I see what you're saying.
Like I have no problem with you making a suggestion for the first one.
Yep.
Go where you want, right? But I'm going to, if the first one's fancy and expensive,
Yes.
the second one is damn near going to be a walk in the park. A hike.
With a voucher.
Yeah, because I want to see what the real energy is.
Okay.
Sometimes you can miss out on something amazing because you think this woman's a gold digger or got high standards or whatever. Hey, you can pick what you want, but I'm picking the next one. And now when I pick where I want to go, I want to see how you
show
are.
up with the
There
same
you go.
energy. Very true. Interesting. See, I do it the other way around. I go coffee first because that's when I do that vet process. Because I'm like, if you're genuine about wanting to get to know me, it shouldn't matter, at least the first date. It shouldn't matter what we're doing. And if that goes well, then I'm like, cool. Let me take us somewhere nice.
But I think you also open yourself up for performance on that one as well because she can act like it's cool.
I hear that.
This shit I'm trying to say, right? So I can give you what you want straight away, but the second one, you're going to do what I want to do. And what I want to do is going to be very different from wherever you pick first. Because even if she said, oh, let's go for a walk in the park first, the next one's going to be a fancy restaurant.
I hear that, but I don't think would women play that long game? No, would they go, okay, I'm going to accept a coffee because I want to show him that I'm not a gold digger? Wouldn't they just say no because there's this other guy who's going to take me to a fancy
Only if they ain't got no intentions for you. If they ain't got no plans for you, bro, yeah, they can say no. If they're trying to eat because they're hungry,
yeah, they're going to say no to the coffee date.
Yeah. That's it. They're going to say no to that. But then, what have you lost?
That's what I mean. But that's why I say that's why I do the low stakes date first.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it depends on the woman, but I don't mind feeding you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can feed you once.
I get.
I don't lose nothing that.
I can feed you once.
And 9 times out of 10, I will only go to a place that I want to eat at too. That's where guys mess up sometimes.
Yeah.
If you just go somewhere where it's just all her and you don't even like the food there, that's waste man behavior. Don't do that.
Yeah,
go
especially
somewhere,
when you're paying for it.
Yeah. Go somewhere where you like it. You like the food too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she ain't about
100%.
taking you to no vegan spot. I don't give a damn. I'm not a vegan, so we gotta go somewhere where I can enjoy what I'm doing as well, especially if I'm paying.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%. Big facts. Hear that. Next one. A girl who wants to text you all day, every day.
Do you know what? Amber on that one.
Okay. Why?
The reason why I say amber is because I'm a firm believer that it's not what's happening, it's who's doing it. A girl that you don't like doing that will drive you crazy.
Yeah, very true.
You know what I mean? Like someone else that you are infatuated with, she can do no wrong. It's all lovely.
Yes.
It's all lovely. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So I want to be honest about who's doing it rather than what's happening.
Okay.
And I think that's a large proportion of things.
Of the context of this. Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you know what I mean? It's
100%.
never this person keeps texting you. Yeah, but if it was someone else.
If you really like her, you'll take it.
There you go. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
I hear that.
Amber's in the middle, yeah.
I get that. A girl who says she goes to therapy.
And is it true?
Yes.
Green flag. Because that for me is the first step of self-awareness, which I believe is a skill that my woman has to have.
100%.
Delusion and just I can walk anywhere I want and do what I like a woman who has self-awareness. I think it's one of the most powerful skills to be able to identify yourself before other people can. So then you're control of what people see.
Yes.
It's a skill I learned in comedy when I started about what is the first thing people see about you when you walk on stage. When I started, it was my smile. That's the first thing that people would always see about me. And I continued that because it's warm and it's friendly and it's inviting. You know, Joe Brand, she used to do a fat joke. right? Because you see a big lady walking on the stage, but after that fat joke, you don't see a big
You
woman
don't see
anymore.
anymore. That's so true.
Right? So
Yes.
it's a skill to be able to be self-aware, the elephant in the room,
Yes.
and get it out the way. And then it's just you as a human being.
Because before that, everyone's just thinking
Until you address it.
until you do it. Big facts. Okay, yes. That's big true. Next one. Sleeping with you on the first date.
Amber. Because the longest relationship I ever had was with someone that I slept on the first night.
Really? Was
Yeah.
it the
first night we hung out.
But you already knew her beforehand. It wasn't the first time you met.
So you're talking about the day I meet you, I sleep with you.
Yeah. So imagine you've been talking on Instagram for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Right. You arrange a date. You go out for the date.
Oh,
and then
there's
she
been a
sleeps with
build up.
You've been talking.
Okay, yeah. So we've been talking, and then the first time we meet, we sleep together.
Yes.
Absolutely. I think do you know what it is? Let me tell you
absolutely
something. Green flag.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, I disagree.
Hear what I'm saying to you, right? I think, again, it's ego kicking in. It's ego. Because I'm only answering this question if the woman, I believe, is phenomenal. I have intentions for this person, right? And I think they're a good person. Because let me tell you something. The worst thing you can do to me is want to, but not. I don't entertain you anymore because something else is controlling you.
Right.
Something else is controlling you, whether that's your morals or whatever, because after midnight, it's tomorrow. After midnight, it's a whole nother day now. You're going to give it to me tomorrow? It's nonsense. I always believe, don't do what you don't want to do.
Yes.
Don't do it. If you're not ready to sleep with me, just don't sleep with me. I will not judge you. It's not a problem.
I agree.
But also, if you're an adult and you want to do it, because you've not done it with no one else, and maybe for whatever reason, I'm him. Right? Right? I have to give myself some credit here. If I'm him to you and I managed to get it on the first night, I'm not going to judge you in that. It's easy to get into conversation because, yeah, but what do you think they've done? None of those are information that are absolute to me. I don't know none of that. And I guess you can go by, well, maybe she's done that with everyone else. I'm not a negative thinker. I don't put myself in environments where I really have to worry about most of those things.
I get that. Is there not, and I appreciate that, right? I do get that. Is there not an element of wanting to see someone have a level of discipline that, okay, I want to do this, but because I believe it's not the right time, I'm going to decide not to, irregardless of me wanting to. Isn't that an attractive trait to look for?
But I'm more attracted to that when it's not verbalized.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean?
Don't tell me that. Just don't do it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't tell me it though.
Yes.
You don't need to verbalize that to me.
Oh, 100%.
Just don't be suggestive. Don't start something and then stop. Just don't. Just be yourself at all times and do what it is that you want to do. And if what you want to do is not sleep with someone, I will fully respect you. Yeah. But I don't lose respect for you because you chose to be an adult and this is what you wanted to do. Right?
Okay.
For me, I don't. And again, I'm only talking about this as if I've got plans for this woman. As men, we don't need to know much about a woman to really say, oh, I'm going to take this seriously. And what I mean by that is you don't know her, but there's something about a woman. Like, I feel like if we had 3 pictures of 3 women, I think roughly on average, we know who's tonight.
Yes.
We know who's a hell no. And we know somebody that, you know what, that looks like wifey, you know?
Yeah.
And we all got different tastes.
Yeah.
But there's an energy about a woman,
true.
right, that they walk with. That's just something about her that's just, it's that femininity.
Yes.
It's that ladylike quality. It's that softness. That God, that's a woman that I want to hold her hand.
Yes.
There's women that I've held their hand because they've oozed that thing, and there's women that I didn't want to hold their hand straight away because it would probably feel like my hand. But there's just something about certain women that they just ooze it. They just ooze this feminine energy. It ain't something you can turn on and turn off.
Yes.
Oh, when I meet someone, I'll be no. You can't do that.
No, yeah.
Yeah, no. You don't get to turn off your feminine energy. You either have it or you don't.
Yeah.
And the women who are being chosen have it.
They have it. And the irony is, it's like, they're like, oh, when I meet the guy, then I'll bring that for him.
No,
It's
you
like,
won't.
no, you've got to bring that to meet the guy.
Yeah, because also you've not even been in that rhythm. So how can you all of a sudden just be this?
Just suddenly be this.
Yeah, you can't. You can't just hide it and then all of a sudden you've not practiced and rehearsed this and then all of a sudden you meet someone and now it sounds great, sweetheart, but we don't fold it for that okie doke.
It's true.
No woman that I've ever been with turned on their feminine energy when they met me. It was just there when I met them.
And it works the other way as well.
Yeah,
like girls,
yeah.
if a guy was just like, well, I'm only going to be the strong masculine leader when I meet the right girl, women would be like, you're just not that guy then, clearly.
You're not that guy. You're not that guy. And I don't feel safe around you.
Exactly.
Because who you going to be when you feel, do you know what I mean? It's like, that's all, it's all performative. And I think as a human race, we say exciting things. But the reality is, man, that's all games.
Yeah.
It's all games. So coming back to the question, I don't judge women that sleep with someone on the first date. I don't. I because I don't put myself around nonsense. I know what a good time looks like. I know what it feels like. I know the energy. Okay. So I know if somebody slept with me on the first night and I'd be like, 9 times out of 10, if I judge them, it's because I had no
interest, no intention with them.
No intention, really. I've never, and again, because my experience is my ex, I slept with her day one.
Yeah, but I do think it is different because you were friends first. It's not like you met that day. I think that's different. I think it's very different if you were friends first and then you went on a date.
No. So I met this girl at a club. I think I was performing actually. And then we started speaking and then we met up and we slept together.
Oh, I thought you said she was a friend of yours first.
No, my ex was.
Oh.
But the longest relationship that I had, that's the example that I'm giving you. That's another girl.
Interesting.
Right? So we met at the first time, but that was my girl for the longest relationship I've ever been in. And that was everything. That is probably to this day, the love of my life.
Right.
Yeah. But I didn't judge her on that because I felt safe with this woman. She was a lady. Nothing for me to worry about. I saw how she operated after that. Guys couldn't get near her. I didn't need to be around and be like, oh, she's one of those. You can't even get near her.
That's it. When you see that she's not as accessible.
Yeah.
Didn't
want to be accessible.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know the behavior pattern of somebody that you got to be like, hey.
What's going on here?
You've done this before.
Yeah.
Over somebody that you're like, wow, she gave me that.
Yes, very true.
So I'm only thinking from a perspective of if I feel something more intimate with this person and that happens, I'm going to take that as she chose me. She chose me. That's how I'm going to look at it.
Yes.
But I know the girl that does the same thing
with the guy
that chose me today.
Yeah. Yes.
And tomorrow it's going to be you.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that because you've got that level of social and emotional intelligence to recognize that, you can, like you just said, you can tell whether that's because this amazing woman chose me, or it's because this is what this woman does on a daily.
Exactly.
I think most guys aren't there yet.
Well, you remember I'm older, so I'm. This is wisdom. I don't think I'm the smartest person, but I'm very wise. I've lived.
Yes.
And I've lived around the world and I've had amazing experiences. And one thing I promise myself is never to lie to myself. I've got to sleep with me every night.
Yes.
I can't go to bed knowing that I was lying to myself.
Yeah.
I tried to convince myself of something that I know is not true. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is mental health.
Yeah. Amen. Appreciate that 100%. Let me do a couple more.
Yeah.
Want you both to have location sharing on.
Red flag. Red flag.
You don't show where you are, Kojo?
Red flag.
You don't show where you are 24/7?
Red flag. Do you know what? I think those things should be offered to you.
Yes.
If I care about you, I'm going to want you to have that. Let me offer that to you. Don't ask me for it. Nah, don't ask me for it. One of my friends in America, actually, she had a man on the shared location. I said, why are you doing that? I know you. There's nothing about safety about that. Nothing.
Yeah.
You're not doing it because you're worried about him and his safety. None of those
Yeah,
things.
because you ain't good. What? You're gonna jump into the fight?
Yeah. Oh, he's 2 states away. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gonna get on the plane? You ain't do nothing.
It's true.
He's out of the country. What are you gonna do? You ain't do nothing. Listen, yeah. Her reasons behind it wasn't pure. So I said to her, man, and then they're not together anymore. But I said to her, there's no way you could tell me that you need my location. Why? That's your insecurity. You don't trust me. And if I've given you reasons to do that, I understand.
Yes.
I understand. I've lost that privilege of saying no.
Yes.
Because I've given you a reason to doubt my behavior.
Yes.
I understand that from that perspective. But if I've given you no reason to do that, you just started with that because of your last relationship. Nah, miss me with that. Man.
Yeah. That ain't my problem. One more. No, I have to do 2 more. More. These 2 are too much. She has OnlyFans.
Red flag.
Okay.
Red flag.
Say more.
I don't see those as talents. I see those as blessings that are for your partner. I don't give a damn if it's your hands, your feet, your eyebrows. I don't care what you're selling that people want to get freaky over.
Yeah.
No, that's all sex work to me. And I wouldn't entertain anybody on a serious level that was doing all of that stuff. I know some of my friends, they do it and they put their feet up there, but I'm like, no, that's your man's feet, man. That's your man's feet, and you're sharing your body. I don't care what part. I don't care if it's your knee.
Yeah.
You're sharing your knee with the world.
Yeah.
No, that's not cool, man.
It's hard to disagree. Last one. She calls herself a feminist.
Red flag. Red flag like carnival.
You don't believe in equality, Kojo?
This is 3.
You
This
don't
is
believe in
3.
equality?
There's 100 red flags there. And I wouldn't. I am not interested in any feminist. Because 9 times out of 10, I've probably done more for women than they have. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Big facts.
I just know what I've done. I just know what I've done. And I've got 2 amazing sisters. I've got a lot of women in my family. Do you know what I mean? I love women. I love encouraging women. I love supporting women. You know, I do a lot of things quietly. I'm not the guy that runs and tells the whole world what I've done. That's not me. But trust me, I ain't met a feminist that's done more for women than I have. Right? And I'm talking about tangible stuff, not this online campaigning and no actual work where you roll your sleeves up and actually do stuff. I don't do all this social media support stuff and resharing and liking. Forget all of that. Like I'm talking about in the trenches, supporting women for real. Not taking a picture looking like you're doing something, just getting it done. So for me, the energy behind feminism is negative for me because it's shoot that down to bring us up rather than just bring ourselves up.
Bring us all up.
I want to be part of uplifting women at all times. That's what I want to be part of. Yeah. Doesn't mean that I'm going to accept nonsense from women. It doesn't mean that I'm going to accept that I'm not going to tell a woman when she's wrong and I think when she's wrong and share my opinion. I don't think me correcting you or having a difference of an opinion means that I'm anti-women or I don't believe that women should have more.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But there's levels, and I think I don't really engage with people that have no evidence.
Yes. I get you.
Where's the evidence of this feminism that you speak of? Where is the tangible evidence that we can look at and go, oh, this is what you've contributed to.
Show me your
work. This is what it is. Yeah. Marching and all that other stuff ain't it for me. There's real work to be done out here.
Yeah.
And if you're a feminist that's doing real work, I'm right behind you, then I'm a feminist. I'm that kind of feminist. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
but a lot of them aren't spewing positive rhetoric.
Yes.
And so red flag, Notting Hill, Trinidad Carnival.
Trinidad called Crimson.
Crop over.
Crimson.
All Bristol Carnival. And that's rubbish. That's rubbish. Yeah.
I hear that.
But
for
red
sure.
flags everywhere. I'm not interested. Bro.
I hear that, man. I hear that. Listen, I've grilled you. I've grilled you a lot. Is there anything you wanted to ask or bring to conversation? Anything you want to address?
Give me like 3 non-negotiables for you when you date.
In a woman?
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, it is. I'm loving the females for sure. Okay. So the first one is similar to you. I'm just gonna say sex work. I'll put that to the side because I feel like that's for most guys that's the case. Emotional intelligence. She has to be emotionally intelligent.
What does that mean to you? Give me an example.
It means she is someone who can recognize how she's feeling in the moment, articulate that and understand why, as well as have the level of awareness to recognize maybe how I'm feeling in the moment, even if I'm not articulating in that moment for whatever reason, and knowing how to handle that. I like to think I'm quite emotionally intelligent, and so I value that a lot in a woman. I find it very attractive. Half the women I've dated have been older than me for that reason, because I just find, and they've been very attractive women, right? It's not an age thing. It's an emotional intelligence and maturity thing. Yeah. So personally, I find that very attractive. I'm just going to be honest. A woman who takes care of herself. I'm training, eating clean. Like I train 4 or 5 times a week. I eat clean. Do you know what I mean? You have your weekends here and there. But I value a woman who takes care of herself for sure. That's a standard I hold for me. And another non-negotiable is that she's never cheated. That's a non-negotiable for me.
Okay, that's a good one.
Because I'll probably say, if she did, I'd really need to know the context. Why? The context.
I don't think there's any good enough context though. Is there really a good enough context for?
Well, if she was like, I was 17 and blah 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 blah, and I'm 30 now, I'd be like, okay, like you were young, but I think
really. One more year and then she can vote. Or I don't know if she can vote. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think about the things that you were aware of at 9 years old.
Yeah. True.
People run to this, I was young. And I find women do it a little bit more than guys. It's, I was young. Yeah, but do you know things I knew at 9 years old?
Yeah, it's true. We discover at 9 years old. Yeah, I think...
Much less 16.
Yeah, I think the reason I'm caveating maybe with an exception is because
grace.
I'm thinking sometimes people can make a mistake. I'm also thinking, is it fair for me to punish someone for a sin they committed before they even met me? So that's the only reason why I'm caveating that with an exception. But as a general rule, and if I'm being honest from my experience, when I've been on dates with women and they've told me they've cheated before, I rate it off immediately. Yeah, that's just how it's been. If I'm being honest.
I mean, maybe because I'm more ridiculous than you are, but I mean, I'd write them off from anything serious.
Oh yes,
you see what I'm trying to say?
Yes, when I say write them off, I mean serious. Yeah,
they might be qualified.
100. You might have a man right now.
They might get a prefect badge from me. And everybody wanted one of those.
Big facts. It's true. But yeah, I'd probably say that. I'd say that. Okay. But yeah, I have to ask you now. Go on. Your 3 non-negotiables.
Oh, my non-negotiables. One is smoking.
Okay.
Any kind of it. I don't do all of this. Yeah, but I smoke weed, not cigarettes. It's smoke.
Okay.
That might set my alarm off.
Yeah. True.
What we doing
still gonna stink out your couch.
There you go. Do you know what I mean? So all types of smoke.
Okay.
To be fair, hookah and shisha isn't that bad. I'm not, because they're sweet aromas. You know what I mean? They can be sweet aromas.
Okay.
But ain't nothing sexy to me or attractive to me about a woman going. This your woman does this because she gotta put her lips like that as well.
It's true.
Your woman. bro.
Even with the two hands.
No. I'm sorry, man.
I hear
This ain't when you're arguing. Yeah, so basically, this. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, mate. Smoking is non-negotiable, not entertaining. One girl I told her I don't like smoking in my house. She started billing it up in my house. I said, I told you I don't like smoking. Yeah. Oh, was you serious?
What you mean?
Get out. I literally told her to leave my house, bro.
There's the door.
I told her to leave my house.
Dad, you serious?
Because if I accept that, I can't go anywhere afterwards.
It's true.
You're not going to take anything else.
Yeah,
boundaries are a big thing to me.
Yeah.
It might be sharp and short with some people. Right, man, you're overreacting. No, it's a seed of more to come. Everything's a seed of more to come. Politeness is a seed of more to come, and so is disrespect. How you going to my house? I'm giving you the rules, and you're telling me no, I'm not taking.
And you're
my
breaking
shoes.
it. Yeah, big facts. I thought you weren't serious. It's true.
Something about me said don't respect him. Clearly. But I had to show you that no, this is my house. And she had to leave.
Yeah.
So smoking. Another non-negotiable is working out. I don't really care what size you are. You got to work out.
So about that technical difficulty. Moving mic a bit close to you. So the second non-negotiable.
Second non-negotiable is health.
Oh yeah, you said fitness. Yeah,
fitness.
Working out.
I think working out's important, man. It ain't necessarily about your size. It's just a want to just be healthy. I think this is definitely something that if we're gonna have children, you wanna inspire them and let them see healthy parents.
Yes,
and I think that's very, very important. And also, I want to look at you.
100, yeah.
I'm a
That's
man.
your partner, yeah.
I'm a man. I want to look at you.
Yes.
Yeah, I might not want to hear you.
Yeah.
But at least if I can look at you, it makes the hearing easy.
There's meaning behind the hearing.
And then lastly, which is probably the most important one, I like somebody. If you're not kind, you will never get near me. Kind.
Yes.
That's something that people think is readily available in a lot of people, men and women, but it's not. Yeah. Kindness is just because, I was watching this video. I think it's from, I can't remember what movie it's from, Italian movie.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, choose the woman that when you open the car door for her, she reaches over and makes it easy for you to get in.
Big facts.
Kindness is I didn't even know I needed that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I was going to handle that anyway.
Yes.
But you've just made it quicker for me to get in the car.
Yes. Yes.
That just politeness. We've all got that in us for that person that brings it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm talking about relationship,
Yeah, 100%.
Just kindness. And oftentimes we're very kind to the wrong people. So then we hide that kindness away.
Yes.
But I feel like a woman who I meet, who's kind when I meet them, off the rip, means that she's healed to a certain degree.
Yes, that she can take the risk of being generous to someone that she doesn't know yet.
Just polite.
Yes.
Just being polite.
Yeah.
Showing care.
Yeah.
That, we often talk about what makes a woman safe. No one really wants to talk about what makes men safe.
Yeah.
A man's safety is never really in conversation. I think being polite to a guy or being seen as a man by a woman is, man, I'm great over here, I'm great over there, but every time you come to my house, I don't have fresh towels.
Yes.
I don't care how long you've known me. If you're trying to stay around here,
yes,
you got to put some bricks down.
Yeah. And
putting some bricks down is, babe, you know what? Last time I came here, there was no towels. Here's some new ones.
We
can argue about why you never got no towels, man. Yeah. Why you always come over here? Every time I come over here, I got air dry.
Yeah.
I got to run around your house just to get dry.
Yes.
Or you can just say, hey, babe, I realize that you don't have much towels and stuff like that, but you know what? Boom. Because I'm trying to be great over there. I'm not going to be great everywhere. And my little blind side that you cover for me.
Yes, man. So
that makes a man safe.
And it's the thing is, those are not big things, but it makes such a difference. Like it really makes a guy go, I want to look after this woman because she's looking after.
It's a woman for me, ladies. That's how you mark your territory.
Big facts.
Kindness to a man.
Big facts.
It's how you mark your territory. It's how immediately from having 10 women, we separate you. Mm-hmm. You get separated immediately.
100%.
Because you think most women are being kind to guys. Don't do what everyone else is giving him. Kindness is something that guys aren't getting a lot from women.
I think a lot of the time, a lot of women, a lot of guys' experiences, the women are like, I want to see what you can do for me.
Yeah. And
not often are guys on the receiving end of, here's what I can do for you. A lot of the time it's, well, I'm having sex with you, aren't I? I'm spending some time with you, aren't I? And it's like...
It's about, don't ever go anywhere near a relationship if being of service isn't priority.
Someone put that on the t-shirt.
Don't go anywhere near a relationship if being of service. Yes. When you see a man, ladies, think about what you can add to him. Don't think about what he can do for you. Don't do that because men have to feel safe. You want us to get to the marriage, and we spoke about this earlier about being afraid of marriage.
Yeah.
Because we require safety.
Yes.
As a man, I want to be mentally safe that, of course, I'm going to marry you. When we're safe, that's a given.
Yes.
No fear. Yeah. I'll give a damn what happens. It's worth the risk.
True. Yeah.
It's worth the risk. But being kind to somebody who's kind to you.
Yes.
Don't be kind to the person that you like the idea of or you hope turns it around and potentially can. Be kind to the person that's kind to you.
Yes.
And for me, when I meet a kind woman, it's like a pillow. What do you do when you see a pillow?
You just rest, boy. You stay.
Rest. You stay. You don't want nothing else. You don't go nowhere else.
Yes.
It's about comfortability for men. So I always say, a kind woman is rare, man. It's rare. And a kind woman who you're kind to.
Yes, that's important.
That's the thing.
That's important as well.
But it's two people giving.
Exactly.
Not two people waiting to receive.
Yeah.
Because if two people are waiting to receive, both of you get nothing.
True.
But if two people give,
you're both getting. For sure. For sure. Listen, Kojo, we appreciate you. Appreciate your time, man.
It's been a great conversation.
Yeah, it's been a dope one. So many things touched on there. Tell us, what are you up to next? Where can people find you and where can they look out for you?
Everything on social media is Kojo Anim Live. I have my brand new comedy special, which is dedicated to my mother who passed away in 2022. It's been a tough a year and a half for me. But I really feel like I've brought out my best ever performance to date. This is the show that I believe is going to actually pour into my life. I've already had people watch it and call me about it. I've got an autobiography coming out soon called All Jokes Aside, which gives you the non-funny stuff of my journey in life and what I've been through. There's loads of nuggets. There's loads of people that I've come across and met and had experiences with. And yeah, I'm just working hard on like a few TV projects as well.
Yeah, 100.
So
man's busy, you know. Come on.
It's a good time. It's a good time. And yeah, just I'm kind of now circulating again after my mum's passing. It's just taking me this amount of time to really want to be sociable again and kind of do podcasts and stuff like that. So yeah, man, Kojo Anim Live. All I do is try and make you laugh. If I don't make you laugh, man, I apologize. That's all I try to do.
No, we love it, man. We love it. Definitely check out his stuff, man. Appreciate it. Definitely check out the special as well. We appreciate you.
It's called Four Siblings and a Funeral.
4 Siblings and a Funeral.
Yes. Check it out. It's my best work ever.
We love that. We love that. Well, Kojo, we appreciate your time and
energy
with us today. Thank you. Guys, go show him some love. Go give him a follow. Check out all the stuff that's coming up. You know, man's doing bits out here. All right. We're not playing games. So give him all that good love. Thanks for tuning in. And I will see you in the next episode.